Karma doesn't punish mistakes. It punishes cowardice. Cowardice is like mold in your basement. You don't see it at first, but it eats the foundation until the whole house stinks. Mistakes, they're spilled paint. You mop it up. Maybe the floor's stained. Maybe it even looks cooler now. That's life adding texture. But cowardice is the choice not to paint at all, because you're scared of spilling. That's what rots you. Courage is oxygen. Imagine holding your breath underwater. That panic, that clawing in your chest. That's what living cowardly feels like every day. And then imagine bursting to the surface, lungs exploding as air floods in. Oxygen, clarity, expansion. That's what a single act of courage does to your soul. You already know this. When you were 5 and climbed that tree, even though your mum screamed don't, that was courage. You scraped your knee, mistake, big deal. You got higher than you thought you could. That was oxygen. When you wanted to speak up in class and stayed silent, that silence stuck like a lump in your throat. That was cowardice. Your bones rotting a little. Every time you hesitate to say I love you, every time you swallow your truth to avoid conflict, every time you let someone walk over you, instead of setting a boundary, you're laying down another layer of rot. Your whole life's quality is nothing more than the ratio of oxygen to rot, courage to cowardice, breath to suffocation. Neuroscience says courage floods your brain with dopamine and adrenaline. That chemical cocktail wires your brain to expand, grow. Remember that moment forever. You get addicted to bravery. On the flip side, cowardice triggers stress pathways. Cortisol drips into your system like acid, weakening immunity, shutting down creativity. Your body literally decays from fear-driven choices. Karma isn't mystical. It's biology with poetic branding. So why are you scared? You're not afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are familiar. You trip, you spill. You can laugh at that. You're afraid of judgment. You're afraid of how people interpret your courage. Because courage puts you on stage. Courage exposes you. It says, here the fuck I am. And humans fear being seen more than being wrong. That's the trap. That's the rot. But here's the kicker. People are going to judge you anyway. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Might as well be damned for something bold, right? A sword that never leaves its sheath rusts. A sword that cuts may chip, but it stays alive, sharp, useful. You are the sword. A seed that refuses to crack stays safe, but it never becomes a tree. Safety is death in disguise. Karma's like gravity. It doesn't care about your excuses. You jump, you fall, you hide, you rot. Project forward 10 years of cowardice. Brittle bones, stagnant career, fake smiles, relationships built on sand. Breathless nights wondering, what if? A soul shriveled like a raisin. 10 years of courage. Scars and stories, fuck-ups and triumphs, laughter lines. Maybe enemies, but definitely respect. Nights where you sleep like a lion with blood on your teeth. A soul expanded like a cathedral. Karma isn't punishing, it's teaching. Every cowardly choice whispers, decay. Every courageous choice thunders, live. Right now, you already do courage in small ways. You cross streets. You trust strangers. You speak when you're nervous. That's you breathing oxygen. Now imagine doing it in bigger ways. Telling your boss no. Telling your partner yes. Telling your own excuses to fuck off. Same skill, just scaled up. If you can jump a puddle, you can jump a river. You just bend your knees harder. And as you're listening, you might notice some part of you already knows what it feels like to stop rotting, to inhale deep, to stand tall. And maybe that part of you is curious. Curious what new bones feel like when they're alive. Curious how lungs feel when they're full of courage instead of fear. And maybe that curiosity grows, like oxygen spreading through the bloodstream, until you realise you can't go back to suffocation anymore. So here it is. Mistakes are tuition. Cowardice is cancer. Courage is oxygen. And you've been starving long enough. Time to breathe.